We are expecting a full ceremony today. Please do not leave any open seats within your row and move together to make room for other guests. Thank you. Yeah, I can change to momentarily. You said you are stuck in a queue. Ten four. Welcome to the Colorado School of Mines mid-year commencement ceremony. We will be starting our program momentarily. Please find your seats. In the unlikely event of an emergency that would require evacuation of the arena, please follow the instructions of event staff. Please take this time to identify the closest exits to you. For those seated in the bleachers, your closest exit may be behind you. Special effects will be used during today's ceremony. Please note that they are a part of the program and include bright flashing lights that resemble sparks. The Golden Fire Department has reviewed and approved all of today's special effects. Thank you.
My time at Mines was a complex symphony of a bunch of activities and experiences that have shaped me and grown me into the person that I am today.
When I was deciding colleges, I was between CU Boulder and Mines, and I eventually chose to come here because of the academic rigor and the reputation we have here of being challenging, and the return on investment is also great. It was a school that was full of nerds who like to work hard and play hard, so I thought it made sense.
Seeing Golden and seeing the campus, it really seemed like a place that I would enjoy, but it turned out to be totally true.
It's the #1 school in the state, and I just felt like I really wanted to come to a place where I was going to be challenged and where I knew that I was going to grow.
The whole orientation week during Hell of a Welcome was so impactful and really set the tone for the rest of my time at Mines.
It's really cool being able to talk to all of my classmates and knowing that they'll have my back in whatever help I needed. But it's also the faculty members and the staff members here at Mines.
You know, coming here and being an athlete, you just immediately become immersed in a culture of really passionate and driven people who are going to push you to be the best version of yourself.
The Outdoor Rec Center was able to provide a lot of rentals, so I learned how to snowboard my freshman year. I found that it was really easy to utilize our maker spaces on campus and actually talk to faculty and get involved with people who want to help you bring those more wild ideas to life.
My favorite tradition at Mines is hors d'oeuvre camp. There's nothing quite like bringing 2,000 students up to the mountains to have a good time and play.
I love E-Days. The whole school really rallies behind the idea of like everyone having fun for a weekend.
Definitely the cardboard boat race during E-Days. I did it with the Peer Mentor League team, which was really fun. I love the E-Days fireworks. It's a really cool way to celebrate all of your hard work for the year and just kind of like relax.
To me, being an ore digger means being part of a legacy of changing the world.
It's to always support your community, always care about those around you, and to really care about the quality of work you put out.
A Mines degree is proof that you can tackle hard problems head on, knowing that you will eventually find a way to solve them.
Everyone, please stand if you are able to welcome the platform party. The processional is led by Dr. Douglas Nitschke, Faculty Senate Distinguished Lecturer, and Dr. Shubham Vyas, Faculty Senate President. Dr. Nitschke is carrying the University Mace, a symbol of knowledge authority dating back to the 13th century. The Colorado School of Mines Mace is made of rosewood, brass, bronze, and silver. It weighs 16 pounds and is topped by Blaster, our beloved school mascot. Dr. Vyas is carrying a replica of the 16th century book, The De Re Metallica, widely considered to be the foundational book on mining and metallurgy. This book represents the body of knowledge shared by Mines faculty and students. Its opening and closing on today's stage indicates the beginning and end of our ceremony. The platform party includes distinguished speaker and trustee, Mr. David Lawler, trustee and alumnus, Mr. Michael Coors, faculty trustee, Dr. Dinesh Mehta, president and professor, Dr. Paul C. Johnson, provost, Dr. Stephanie Tompkins, alumna and president of the Mines Alumni Board, Mrs. Melanie Westergaard, Air Force ROTC Detachment 105 Commander Colonel Rebecca Lang, and academic department heads, deans, and vice presidents. Continuing this processional, our Mines faculty with representation across all of our academic departments. And now, let's make some noise for the bachelor degree candidates of the class of 2025. Today, we are conferring 293 bachelor's degrees. The flags on the stage represent the home nations of our graduates. Angola, Argentina, Azerbaijan, Belarus, Brazil, Burkina Faso, Canada, Chile, Colombia, Egypt, France, Ghana, India, Indonesia, Iran, Iraq, Kazakhstan, Kenya, Kuwait, Lebanon, Libya, Mexico, Mongolia, Nigeria, Pakistan, Paraguay, Peru, Portugal, Saudi Arabia, South Korea, Spain, Trinidad and Tobago, Turkey, Ukraine, the United Kingdom, Venezuela, Vietnam, and the United States of America. Please remain standing until all of our graduating students have entered the arena. Please remain standing for the singing of the national anthem, performed by students in the Colorado School of Mines music program, under the direction of Professor Kirsten Carpenter.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
The singers will now perform the Mines alma mater to the tune of Oralee. The alma mater opens convocation and begins commencement, marking the transition from Mines student to Mines alumni. You can find the alma mater's lyrics on the inside cover of your program.
Raise your voices, engineers, your devotion sing. To the greatest school of minds, let the chorus ring. Hail to thee, CSM, to our hearts most dear. Every miner lauds thy name, and every engineer. Honor, glory to thy name, these we pledge anew. While we live to sing thy fame, alma mater true. Hail to thee, school of minds, silver and the blue. Every miner sings thy praise, alma mater true.
Please be seated. Now, please welcome to the podium the 17th president of the Colorado School of Mines, Dr. Paul C. Johnson, known to today's graduates as PCJ.
All right, thank you and good morning. On behalf of Colorado School of Mines, welcome to this celebration in honor of the amazing soon-to-be graduates seated in front of us. Today we will confer Bachelor of Science degrees to 293 graduates, and we're looking forward to congratulating them as they cross the stage later in this ceremony. That walk across the stage will be a special moment for our graduates, their families and friends, and all of us at Mines. It will be the last leg of a journey that began for many on the intramural field just outside this building. There, as newly arrived students, they gathered early one August morning with rocks that by tradition should weigh about 10 pounds and come from home. Although from observations, there was some variability in the rock weights, and a few of them did look similar to our landscape rocks. From the IM fields, our new students began their 3-mile uphill trek along Lookout Mountain Road, passing through an enthusiastic barrage of water-wielding and fight song singing upper-class students along the way. When they reached the M, they climbed up on it, placed their rocks there, and tossed a new coat of white paint on the M, and maybe a little bit on themselves in the process. The M climb was these graduates' welcome to the Mines community and the first of many challenges they overcame on their path to this ceremony today. And I think to that we're going to add no electricity or hot water for some of them too. With those moments in mind, we would like to start this commencement with a moment of reflection offered up by student Trevor Tong, who's graduating today with a bachelor's degree in quantitative biosciences and engineering and a minor in biomedical engineering. And Trevor, hop up here. Let's go. All right. I'm going to say a couple things about you, and you have to just look nice standing there for a minute. So a couple things about Trevor. Trevor's a Harvey Scholar, which for those of you who don't know what that is, that's a prestigious scholars program at Mines, specifically for top students with a passion for service and a pay-it-forward attitude. Along those lines, Trevor is the co-founder and president of the Mines BioBuilders Society and recently served as president of the QBE Student Advisory Board. Trevor has also been involved in undergraduate student government, serving on the executive board as chair of the Internal Affairs Committee, and more recently as the social chair for the new Senior Transitions and Networking Team, a group that is very proud of their very Minesy TNT acronym. Trevor's extracurricular activities also include extensive undergraduate research experience under the mentoring of Dr. David Marr in our Chemical and Biological Engineering Department and Dr. John Yang in Vanderbilt's University Chemistry Department. Trevor's experiences also include a student fellowship at the National Cardiovascular Institute in Budapest, Hungary. And with all that, it might not surprise you to hear that Trevor's future plans include attending medical school and pursuing career as a physician. So please join me in welcoming Trevor Tong to the podium.
Thank you very much, President Johnson, for the warm welcome. Members of the faculty and administration, fellow students, family, and friends. It is my honor and privilege to offer an invocation for our commencement. Today we give thanks to our institution, the Colorado School of Mines. May it continue to grow as a dynamic center for immersive learning, new discovery, and the pursuit of shared wisdom. We hope that those who teach and those who learn continue to find ways to find joy in all of their endeavors. As we celebrate the completion of our degrees today, we hope to build on the knowledge we gained and the experiences we had to affect positive change. Whether our next climb leads us to new academic summits, blazing trails in our lives and chosen careers, or if the broader world beckons, may we all live fulfilled lives that support others and enrich the world we share. We thank our dear friends and family who shared in and supported our educational journey, for always believing in us. As we prepare to celebrate our academic achievements, we are aware that not all the friends and family who were part of our journey are with us today due to loss or circumstance. For all those we have lost, please join me in observing a moment of silent reflection in their honor. May the stillness of this shared reflection remind us to be thankful for the freedoms we enjoy to pursue learning, life, and love. May we raise our eyes from the mundane and predictable to catch a glimpse of the glorious possibilities of adventure and discovery. May we proceed into the world with humble, thankful hearts and a reverence for those that changed the world before us, upon whose legacy we will continue to build. Thank you, and congratulations, class of 2025, for the achievements we're celebrating today.
Hang on for a second, Trevor. I couldn't help noticing you have like a lot of stuff on here today, and we probably don't have to have enough time to go over like everything that you've got on there, but I noticed you've got this really cool medal that's almost as cool as my medal. This is the university medal, but so would you mind telling people what that medal is for?
Yeah, for sure. So this is for the outstanding graduating senior for the Quantitative Biosciences and Engineering Department. And anyone who has one of these medals is also recognized as an outstanding graduating senior for their department.
All right, excellent. And so there are, in addition to Trevor, there's 8 other students, soon-to-be graduates, that are wearing similar medals. They will be the first of their majors to cross the stage when their majors cross the stage. So we'll see you first leading the QBE group across the stage, and I wanted to, you can have one of these to go along with you, and please keep us apprised on your progress towards being Dr. Trevor Tong. Thank you. All right, as Trevor and our other graduates know, Mines is challenging. Alumni affectionately say it was tough to get into Mines, but even tougher to get out. I like to say that you can't fly solo through Mines. You have to rely on each other, and you need a supportive network of friends, coworkers, and family. Because of that, I want to give our graduates an opportunity to thank their supporters, both that are here today and those that are watching on our live feed on the internet. So graduates, why don't you stand up for a moment for us? Good job, all right. You're looking pretty good this morning. So your job, this first, I think you're gonna have 2 job assignments, actually 3 during the ceremonies. This is the first one. So your first job assignment is when I prompt you to do it, you're gonna express your appreciation for your supporters. So cheering, clapping, using the bells that I think you found at your seats are totally okay. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna invite specific groups to stand. I'll thank them, and then I'm gonna invite you to thank them as well, okay? I think we got that. We're doing pretty good. You actually look kind of awake for 9 in the morning. I'm pretty impressed. All right, So, and from time to time, I'm going to ask you to face specific directions. So, for example, on the count of 3, I'd like you to rotate pi radians clockwise. I haven't counted to 3 yet. They're still processing the pi part, so okay. All right, we'll see if we all go in the same direction or not. 1, 2, 3. I think that was about 85% consistency in that group. We'll see. So anyway, all right. How about, will the parents of our graduates please stand? Okay, now I didn't ask you to cheer for him yet, but we're working on it. We'll get this done by the time we're done. Okay, so parents, you gave us your students a few years ago, and now we're giving them back to you. We've enjoyed our time with them. They're bright, they're curious, they're creative, they're caring, they're hardworking, and at times they go off into worlds and conversations that only Mind students understand. They definitely found their people here. Overall, it's been a hell of a lot of fun to be around them and to watch them develop into the amazing people they are today. Thank you for being here. Thank you for entrusting these graduates to us for the past few years, and thank you for supporting them on their journeys. Okay, graduates, let's give it up for your parents. Okay, on 3, we're going to do 180 degrees counterclockwise. I'll save you from the pi radians part. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right. Okay, now will faculty representatives, academic leaders, and all the Minds and Minds Foundation staff at this ceremony please stand. That includes everybody here on the podium. Up, all right. Okay, so thank you for all that you and your colleagues do to educate, inspire, support, coach, mentor, and fundraise for our students. You are the reason Minds is consistently ranked in the top 5% nationally of all public universities, and why we are one of the few universities to hold the prestigious Carnegie R1 classification for research. The Wall Street Journal got it right when they named Minds faculty tops across all U.S. public universities for being balanced in their dedication to both classroom instruction and scholarly research. Thank you again for being here and for all that you did to support and prepare these graduates for their careers and lives. And graduates, some of them I think are still grading your finals while they're sitting up here. So factor that in when you show your appreciation for them now. All right. Okay, everybody up here, you may sit. And let's see, I think, okay, we'll just do clockwise. We'll make it easy for you. It's early. So we're going to do another 180 degrees clockwise on 3. 1, 2, 3. That's about 99.9%. We're doing good. All right. So, all right. So will the friends, siblings, spouses, significant others, and relatives please stand? All right, it's a big group. Yeah, look at that. You're the group we affectionately refer to as the distractions. Your role was to keep our graduates from getting too hyper-focused on their studies, and some of you did that really, really, really well. Whether you had a positive or negative impact on their GPAs or the time it took to complete their degrees, we need to thank you for helping our Ordigers find balance on their Minds journey. Thank you for being here today and for all that you did to support and distract our graduates. And graduates, let's hear it for your distractors. All right, okay. Now we're gonna, the last one's a tricky one. So if you're to my right, you're gonna go counterclockwise. And if you're to my left, you're going to go clockwise. So this is like the blender one. Okay? I think they look ready. Okay, 1, 2, 3, turn. Yeah, pretty good for that one. I like that. Good job. All right, okay. So, would representatives who are here from the Board of Trustees please stand for us to be recognized? So the board's comprised of Colorado governor-appointed members plus a faculty and student trustee elected by their respective constituencies. And today we have trustees David Lawler and Michael Coors, who are both alumni, and faculty trustee Professor Dinesh Mehta. They're going to play a very important role today. At some point, they have to approve your degrees at the end of the ceremony, and usually they do, but you don't want to be the first group that they don't. So let's give it up for the trustees for being here as well. And everybody can be seated now. So I'm going to tell the audience a little bit about the uniqueness of our university, the significance of your degrees, and what makes you, Mines graduates, so distinctive. For 151 years, Mines has focused on producing the top scientists and engineers, industry leaders and entrepreneurs, and the knowledge and innovations that industry and society need for prosperity. Our name, Colorado School of Mines, reflects our starting point in 1874, but the world has changed and so has Mines. Today, our graduates go into the aerospace, energy and minerals, defense, infrastructure, water, IT, biotech, and financial industries. You'll also find them in the top graduate degree programs, and like Trevor, in medical, dental, and law schools. Our graduates also become commissioned officers in the military. A Mines education is rigorous and challenging, and a Mines degree instantly commands respect. It communicates a strong work ethic and perseverance and indicates that you are resilient, a great team player, and that you're ready to tackle anything. Also indicates you can function incredibly well on minimal sleep and with just a few Red Bulls. The other night, as I was preparing these comments, I decided to ask a couple of your close friends, ChatGPT and Gemini, for some help with two questions. And the questions were, what is distinctive about graduates of Colorado School of Mines, and what surprises you about our graduates? This is what they told me. Colorado School of Mines graduates are distinctive for their deep technical rigor, practical engineering mindset, resilience, and ability to solve real-world problems collaboratively. They're the type of people who can break down complex problems and build innovative solutions, all while having an impressive understanding of the physical world around them. They are future leaders in fields like energy, sustainability, engineering, and technology. Employers say that they preferentially seek out Mines graduates because they are battle-tested, confident without being showy, and focused on results over hype. Their quiet competence and cooperative culture is something many employers notice and value. And we've seen evidence of those characteristics and engineering skills in your time at Mines. Maybe not always with the cardboard boats you jumped in to float down Clear Creek during E-Days, but it was definitely evident in your capstone and field session projects and the successes of your design competition teams. You worked with clients on projects relevant to the needs on Earth, including building and demonstrating the feasibility of small-scale hydropower systems, coming up with a new design for the rock wall that protects Guanala Pass Road in Clear Creek County, and developing an autonomous robotic system capable of identifying, classifying, and sorting compostable plastics to make recycling more practical. And you worked with clients on projects relevant to working on other planets, including a system for astronaut training that simulates the lighting they will experience when working on the moon, and a robot capable of transforming lunar regolith, so for those of us it's moon dirt, into durable glass blocks that can be used for construction on the moon. In addition to your engineering prowess, we observed that you care a lot about others in this world. You helped communities locally and in other countries through various student organizations. You raised funds for those efforts and other valuable causes like heart health and literacy, and you inspired others to pursue STEM degrees through your K-12 outreach activities. You were peer mentors, resident advisors, and campus leaders. You welcomed the students who arrived at Mines after you and mentored them at Ore Digger Camp. You enriched our campus through your art, music, creative writing, and acting. You also showed Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference and the rest of the nation that teams comprised entirely of engineers and scientists can win at the highest level of athletic competition and do it with class on the field, court, mat, track, and bike trails. Now, getting back to your AI friends, and the second question that I asked them, which is what surprises you about Mines graduates? It took them a little while to come back with an answer. There was actually a pause, and I wasn't sure if that because they couldn't think of anything that surprised them about you, or that there was a long list to choose from. But eventually your AI friends responded, "We are surprised by how the wearing of a senior hat alters the persona of a Colorado School of Mines student." Not knowing what that meant, I asked them to explain, and they responded just with two words: hat swagger and this video. Okay, class of 2025, our newest hat swaggers, please stand for this last closing bit. All right. You were challenged the moment you stepped foot on the Mines campus, and you banded together, helped each other, and got the job done. Those distinguishing characteristics of Mines graduates, the strong work ethic, perseverance, resilience, and teamwork, will serve you well in life and your careers. You are ready, and today the world needs bright and creative scientists and engineers and technically trained leaders more than ever. I want you to know that the Mines faculty, staff, leadership, alumni, and trustees recognize your significant accomplishment and are proud to call you graduates of College School Mines. I hope that you always carry and share that pride with you wherever you go in life and your career. And as you make your mark in the world, I hope that you find some way to help others pursue their dreams, just as others have helped you. It has been a pleasure to be with you. You are all hell of engineers. You are also ore diggers for life. Please stay engaged and be hell of a Mines alumni. Graduates, I look forward to seeing your hat swagger when you cross the stage and shaking your hand. And congratulations, go ore diggers, and you may be seated. Now please welcome to the podium Vice President of Student Life, Dr. Braylon Pantel, who's going to introduce our student speaker. Braylon? Oh, there you are. Over this way.
Thank you, President Johnson. I'm so honored to introduce our student speaker this morning, Cynthia Zachem. Cynthia, come on over so I can tell everyone a little bit about you and your accomplishments. Yeah, let's give her. All right, let me tell you about Cynthia. Cynthia is graduating today with honors and a degree in electrical engineering. Originally from Lebanon, she has made a lasting impact at Mines through her leadership and significant involvement. As a resident advisor for 3 years, Cynthia played a vital role in fostering a supportive and inclusive community on campus for her peers. She also gained significant academic experience as a teaching assistant for both the electrical engineering and applied mathematics and statistics departments. And just yesterday, she was awarded the Outstanding Graduating Senior for Electrical Engineering. So you'll see her medal right there as well, yeah. There's more. Cynthia serves as the treasurer of IEEE. She is an active member of the Society of Women Engineers, or SWE, and Women in Electrical Engineering, WE. She participated in the Grandy First Year Honors Program, and most recently, she and her team won first place, pretty impressive, in the capstone design competition for grid-tied microhydro generation. Congratulations. After graduation, Cynthia will be working in substation design at Black & Veatch at the Denver Tech Center. Please welcome Cynthia to the podium.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pantel, for the lovely welcome. Hello, everyone. I arrived at Mines completely terrified. Standing on campus, holding my phone, staring at Google Maps, and still ending up in the wrong building half the time. After growing up in Lebanon, a small country in the Middle East, suddenly finding myself halfway across the world was surreal. I didn't know anyone, and honestly, I didn't even know where to go, literally. Back then, I thought success meant never getting lost. But now, standing here today, I realize those moments when we were lost were the ones that taught us the most. At first, I was so focused on surviving the hard classes and proving I could handle it all, that I lost sight of the people around me. I thought the strength of Mines was in its academics, and don't get me wrong, it is. But what truly makes this place special is the people. Slowly, I found my people, the ones who pushed me, encouraged me, and somehow always showed up when I needed them the most. You know exactly who you are. The friendships we built here go beyond late-night study sessions or group projects. They were built in the chaos, in the labs that never seemed to end, in the laughter echoing across campus at midnight, in the quiet, "You got this" messages before every exam. We've been surrounded by people who are so different, yet so driven, and that mix of chaos and brilliance is exactly what makes Minds feel like home. The more we got involved, the more we fell in love with this place. We experienced the madness of E-days, the cardboard boats that always sink, the excitement of athletic games, the colors and food of international days. And let's be honest, we've all walked across campus in freezing wind, wondering why our degree required both thermodynamics and frostbite. Those moments reminded us that even when Minds pushed us to our limits, it also taught us how to celebrate being alive. Then came the moments that truly tested us. We all had that one class, that one project that felt like it would never end, pushing every ounce of patience, caffeine, teamwork we had. I will never forget our final project for embedded systems. My teammate and I had spent weeks coding and designing our printed circuit board. When we finally finished soldering the components, we sighed in relief, ready to take it off the hot plate and call it done. Then, sniff, sniff, we smelt it before we even saw it. Smoke, actual smoke. We had completely fried our board. That 400 degrees was not Fahrenheit, it was Celsius. For a second, I just stood there staring at it, thinking, maybe I'm not cut out for this. Then, my teammate grabbed the board, we looked at each other, laughed, and started over. No words needed. That night, I learned something deeper. At Minds, you learn how to fail, but never how to be a failure. That instinct to rebuild, to keep going before you have even finished feeling bad for yourself, that is what defines us. Minds did not just sharpen our minds, it expanded our circle. Classmates became teammates, professors became mentors, and staff became the people who quietly kept us together. To our families, friends, professors, dining and facilities teams, thank you for the hours no one saw and the faith we borrowed. And to whoever kept the vending machine stocked up with energy drinks in Brown Hall past midnight, you saved more grades and lives than you'll ever know. And through all those late nights and early mornings, our professors reminded us of what truly matters. One of mine, Dr. Christopher Colston, always ended classes the same way, whether we were freshmen or seniors. Every Friday, he'd say, "Don't forget to call your mom this weekend." That reminder stuck with me, because even through all the labs and deadlines, this place reminded us of what truly matters, the people who carried us here. So, before we go any further, I want to pause for just a second. Think about that person, or those people, who helped you find your way here. The ones who picked you up after every all-nighter, every failed experiment, every "I can't do this anymore" moment. Take a deep breath and hold them in your heart right now, because none of us made it here alone. To my whole family here today, to my mom, my dad, especially my brother and my two beautiful sisters, you are the reason I am here today. You are the steady current behind every step I've taken. Thank you for teaching me that even if I'm lost, I'm never alone. And to my uncle and grandma who are watching me all the way from Lebanon today, I want to say I love you so much. You mean the world to me. We may still get lost sometimes in work, in life, maybe in a new city. But after Minds, we know how to find our way. Because being lost does not mean we failed. It means we've learned how to navigate uncertainty. So let's go out there and design and build and lead with the same persistence we learned here. And when things get hard, because they will, let us remember that Minds taught us not to fear failure, but to find strength in it. Congratulations, class of 2025, we did it.
Cynthia, that was fantastic. How about Cynthia's cheering section out there? Would you stand up for us so we can Recognize you. Thanks for being here today. Well, that's a big group. And I think you've earned one of these too.
Thank you.
We'll see you a little while later in the ceremony. Even Blaster gets into the hat swagger thing. All right, now it's time to welcome to the podium our keynote speaker, Mines trustee, Mr. David Lawler. Dave, why don't you come stand up here? David is the Chief Executive Officer of Qatar's Energy, an integrated gas and LNG company. Dave is one of the most accomplished leaders in the energy sector with more than 34 years of accumulated experience in leadership. You're not that old. I don't know how you must have started at 4. Including previously serving as the CEO of Kimmeridge, Texas Gas, and Director of Commonwealth LNG, the Chairman and President of BP America, where he led BP's U.S. businesses and guided the company's integrated strategy to achieve net zero by 2050. Overlapping with that, he also simultaneously served as CEO of BPX Energy, where he oversaw BP's U.S. onshore business and led the landmark $10.5 billion acquisition of BHP's onshore assets in 2018. Prior to his time at BP, Dave held senior leadership position roles at Sandridge Energy and Post Rock Energy and spent a decade with Shell in technical and leadership positions. He began his career as a production engineer with Conoco and as a drilling engineer with Burlington Resources. Dave is a Denver native and a Mines alumnus. He holds a BS in petroleum engineering, and he also has an MBA from Tulane University. However, there is no doubt in my mind as to which of those 2 schools he's most closely connected to, as evidenced from this photo. And Dave and his brother Doug have a Blaster racing truck. The logo on the side looks remarkably familiar to something else I've seen before. Anyway, please join me in welcoming our keynote speaker, David Lawler, to the podium.
Oh, I didn't think you were going to share that picture with anybody. So all right, well, thank you, President Johnson. It's an honor to be here with all of you today and help celebrate this special occasion. Congratulations to the class of 2025. Well done. I know what this day means to you and your family and your friends. As mentioned, I graduated 35 years ago, almost to the day, in December of 1990. As a fellow alumnus, I know the pride that your families have in you, how hard you have worked here, and what this degree from the Colorado School of Mines means. This was not an easy accomplishment. As I thought about what I would share with you today, I looked back at my own graduation, and it doesn't seem like it was that long ago, but it was. And I asked myself the question, what would I want to hear that might help me have a successful career and life? So that question was my guide for the message today. And it's from the perspective of a graduate from the Petroleum Engineering Department, which, by the way, is the best in the United States, and also spending my entire life at large and small companies in the energy sector. From having teams of 35 to having teams of 35,000, to also being an individual contributor and how to do your best. So that's the perspective that I'm bringing to you today. I know that many of you may take a different path than mine, perhaps starting your own company, going into government, working at a nonprofit, pursuing other fields of study. But I think the themes that I'll share today are timeless, and I hope will bring you some value. I'm going to start with the basic, non-negotiable foundation. You are all smart, technical, hardworking, honest, and truly amazing. These traits represent all Mines students, and taken alone will take you a long ways in life. But what are the factors that can take you to an even higher level? What might give you an edge in your life? So let's get into it. First, the most accomplished people I know in their corporate and personal life believe in others and help others be successful. Now, this is much different than relationships. I think we all know you want to have positive relationships. They're very, very important. But the concerted effort to believe in someone is what I'd like to draw your attention to. The greatest gift you can give anyone is to believe in them. Let's think about this for just a moment. Do you have a favorite professor, coach, colleague? Why do you feel this way about them? I'll bet it's because they believed in you and pushed you to your highest potential, to make you the best you. How many of you called a parent after your first semester, perhaps discouraged after, say, a physics test or a chemistry test or some other test, and that you told them that you were having a hard time? And they said, you can do it. I wonder if they're here today. But in any case, is there anything you wouldn't do for that person that believed in you? It's a very powerful thing. The sad truth is that many people early in their career wrongly think that they get themselves promoted. But I can assure you they don't. Other people, after they trust you, will help lift you up when you're not around. They are there when the promotion board meets. Now, this is true in corporate life. Whether you see yourself clearly or not, your team will see clearly. Are you about yourself? Are you a climber? Are you proving something for the wrong reason? When your colleagues know that you believe in them, you truly care about them, and you support them authentically, that's the foundation for respected career growth, not just rapid advancement. And then this action, this mindset, this expands to your team, your company, your family, your school, your church, and your community. It simply powers your success. The next most important factor I'd like you to consider is one that I learned while I was working at Shell. To be considered for an executive level position at Shell, you had to be nominated for a 3-day assessment course. And you needed to go to this class, and you needed to pass the class in order to even be considered to be elevated into the ranks of executive leadership. So I was fortunate enough to be nominated to one of these programs, which was held in Dublin, Ireland. And thankfully, I'll share that I did pass. But I did learn one lesson that I'll never forget that I really want to land with you today. Over the course of the 3 days, there were numerous tests and training sessions. And they were on various topics, but one test stood out. And it was essentially an aptitude test. And it was called the Ravens Progressive Matrix. And for those not familiar with Ravens, it's a word-free test to eliminate any biases around the world because of language barriers, so it's all symbols. And it worked in this manner. The first question had 4 boxes, and in the first box is a single dot. And in the second box there's 2 dots. In the third box, there's 3 dots. And then in the fourth box, it gives you an option, and you can pick what's in the fourth box. Well, in this case, it's clearly 4 dots. Okay, that completes the trend. Then you go to the next question. And it might be creating an X in clockwise order. And then the subsequent questions keep escalating in levels of complexity until you can no longer see the trend. And it's pretty difficult when you get into the test and your mind is slowing down and you're studying, and it hits you at some point, no matter how long you sit there, you're not going to see the trend. So after we took this, I was pleased with my score, but I thought, well, what's next? What are they going to do with this information? You know, is there a certain threshold they're going to use? But I found it very interesting what the instructors did. They posted the scores on the wall, took the names off, and you could see the scores on a y-axis. And I couldn't help but notice that 2 people in that class were P99 outliers. They could see patterns well beyond even the top group of the attendees, almost to the point of being superior. And so why do I share this with you? You know, as I've had the opportunities to lead small teams and large teams over the years, I made a concerted effort to find the people in the group that can see further than anyone else. Just as an example, who would have liked to have seen the rise of NVIDIA? 10,000% in 10 years. This is kind of what I'm talking about. It's not just a casual topic, it really matters. You must find the trends and then get ahead of them. So I went in search of people with novel ideas that could see further than others. When I found them, I promoted them, sent several back to get their MBAs from Rice at Shell's expense. And at one point, because I authentically did believe in my team, we had the highest concentration of the top 1% of Shell employees in the world in my team. And that team really delivered, not because of me, but because we just brought the group together and we did some pretty amazing things. So this matters more than ever as the world becomes increasingly complex. As our problems get more difficult, surround yourself with teammates that can see patterns in different areas, believe in them, support their ideas. It can't be just about your ideas. Next, this wouldn't be a Minds commencement address without talking about technology and how it changes. It's well worn at this point how AI will change the world, but remember when you started at Minds, it's likely you hadn't heard all that much about it. That's the way it is with technology. It moves very fast. It's always changing. And what you know today will be replaced. And this is why I wanted to have or share a quote with you that's super important to me. It's often attributed to Charles Darwin. It says it's not the strongest of the species that survives, not the most intelligent, but the one that's the most adaptable to change. Now this one is super important. When companies refuse to change, when schools refuse to change, when you refuse to change, you will rapidly be left behind. It's very, very important that you remember this. It moves very fast. And lastly, if you want to lead a business or start your own business, you must understand the financial and commercial functions. You don't have to be an expert, but you must fully understand how capital is allocated to achieve strategic objectives. So I would get educated in economics as quickly as possible as you're starting your career. So in summary on these themes, believe in people, search for those that can see trends and look for them yourself. And whatever you do, be adaptable and keep an open mind and develop your financial skills. Lastly, and Paul did not tell me to say this, by the way, take care of the Colorado School of Mines. This is a great school. It's changed my life and the life of my whole family. My dad was a pressman here in Denver. He would routinely, as a shift worker, work during the day, work at night, and then work again the next day to earn for the family. It was his dream that I'd get to come here. You'll find over time that the school will have changed the trajectory of your life. I like to call it the arc of your life. It has now been reset. Some of my best friends and some of the most successful people, by all measures, went to school here. So come back often, give back what you can of your time and resources. You are now an owner of this great and transformational institution. Protect it always and support it for the students that will follow you. The Colorado School of Mines needs you in the future just like the world needs you. In closing, I want all of you to know on this special day, I'm proud of you and I believe in you. Congratulations and well done.
All right, Dave, thank you very much for that. I think you earned one of these too.
Okay, fantastic.
And before you sit down, I just wanted to say that a couple weeks ago I was reading through my email. So I get lots of news feeds in the morning in the email, and one of these comes from Heart Energy, which you're very familiar with. And I was reading through the news feed, and there were some pictures in there, and I noticed a picture that looked remarkably similar to somebody I've seen before. Kind of like, yeah, that one. And it was a press release announcing that you had been selected by Heart Energy, obviously one of the most trusted news outlets in the energy space, as one of their 3 agents of change for 2025. And so I wanted to thank you for speaking. I wanted to congratulate you on that. And also just sort of mention 2 of the 3 change agents for 2025 had a last name of Lawler, and it was pretty cool, both Mines alums. So anyway, thank you, Dave, for being here. And with that, I'd like to invite back to the podium Dr. Braylon Pantel, who now I remember is to my right.
Thank you, President Johnson, and thank you, Dave, for your keynote address, and congratulations on your award as well. Joining us now is Colonel Rebecca Lang of the United States Air Force. Colonel Lang is the commander of Air Force ROTC Detachment 105 and chair of Aerospace Studies at the University of Colorado Boulder. As commander, Colonel Lang is responsible for developing Air Force ROTC cadets to become Air and Space Force leaders and citizens of character dedicated to serving our nation. She commands, directs, manages, and administers a college-level training and commissioning program with 280 cadets, 5 officers, and 3 non-commissioned officers. As chair of the Department of Aerospace Studies, she collaborates and coordinates with university leadership and faculty to ensure program and student growth and success. Please welcome Colonel Rebecca Lang.
Dr. Pantel, thank you. President Johnson, thank you. It's such an honor to be here. So good morning, everybody. It is an honor and privilege for me to recognize today's ROTC graduates and share in this wonderful graduation ceremony. So the Colorado School of Mines has graduated over 2,500 officers since the inception of the program. And I want you to know that Colorado School of Mines was one of the earliest ROTC programs in the entire country. So it's got an incredible tradition and heritage. So we express our gratitude to these incredibly professional students as they have chosen a path to serve our nation as officers in the United States military. So today, 5 Colorado School of Mines students will receive their baccalaureate, and that is a critical ingredient to then serve as an Air Force officer or an Army officer. I wish to extend our sincere appreciation to the cadets' parents and to their families for the support and encouragement that you have provided while your students studied here at the Colorado School of Mines. We also sincerely thank the faculty and the staff of the Colorado School of Mines for the mentorship and the guidance that they provided as these students pursued their commission. All right, so first we have Cadet Wilson Hyatt, a BS in chemistry. He will enter the United States Air Force as a combat systems officer and will report to Pensacola Naval Air Station, Florida for training. So Cadet Hyatt, where are you? There he is. So I'm gonna go off script, don't worry, sir. When one person serves in the military, the entire family serves. So if Cadet Hyatt's family could stand up, we would appreciate it. There they are. Cadet Grantham Roach, BS Environmental Engineering, will be commissioned into the United States Air Force as an air battle manager and go to Tyndall Air Force Base in Panama City, Florida. Cadet Roach, where are you? There you go. How about his family? There's the family right there. Thank you. Cadet Cameron Salazar, BS in Mechanical Engineering. He earned an Air Force pilot slot. Will be reporting to Vance Air Force Base, Oklahoma for training. There you go. Great job. How about Cadet Salazar's family? Cadet Jack Keenan, BS Economics and Business, will be entering the United States Army as an active duty ordnance officer and will be reporting to Fort Lee in Virginia for his basic officer leadership course and training. Cadet Keenan, where are you? There we go. All right, how about Cadet Keenan's family? We also have Cadet Samuel Boop, who is graduating with a Bachelor's of Science in Mechanical Engineering. All right, congratulations, best wishes to all of you, and I know you will make hell of a lieutenants. Sir, back to you.
Thank you so much. You get one of these too. You do such a fantastic job every time you come.
Oh,
we love having you here.
Such an honor. Thank you, President Johnson. Thank you.
Okay, we're just about that point where we're going to start crossing graduates across the stage, but we've got one other thing to do, and that we have a special welcome, and for that I would like to invite up Mines alumna and Chair of the Mines Alumni Board, Melanie Westergaard.
Graduates, from this stage today, I have the extra honor of welcoming you to the Mines alumni community. Today, you will leave Mines as the beneficiaries of a world-class education from one of the most prestigious science and engineering universities in the world. And we, the alumni, hope you take great pride and great joy in this accomplishment. Yesterday, you were members of a highly select group, students of Colorado School of Mines. Today, you become members of a very proud and loyal group, alumni of Colorado School of Mines. Wherever you go in your lives and careers, I guarantee you, you will find other Mines alumni around the globe, where you might not even expect it. And I hope we connect with them through local alumni groups. As Dave Lawler said, we encourage you to find meaningful ways to stay connected to Mines and to share your knowledge and experiences with the next generations of ore diggers. We also hope to see you back on campus for E-Days and for homecoming and the many alumni events. Once again, congratulations on your great accomplishment today, and welcome to the Colorado School of Mines alumni community. Go ore diggers.
Thank you, Melanie. Would you like one of these too? All right, so speaking of the alumni welcome, do we have any alumni in the audience? Any alumni that are here, please stand for a moment so we can recognize all of you. Yeah, all right. Thank you for being here. I just wanted to say I know that we have one incredibly proud alumnus here today. So Jim Molden from class of 1960, would you please stand? I think he's over here. Jim is the grandfather of Connor Brewski. Connor, would you stand? Jim, stay standing. Connor, why don't you stand? We've got three. Okay, here we go over here. Just stay up. And Jim is also the father of an alumna, Connor's mom, Sabina Brewski, and Sabina's standing next to him over here. So we've got 3 generations of ore diggers here in the room. And Jim is wearing his senior Stetson hat today that apparently he had cleaned up just for this special occasion. And really excited to have you and the family here. And one more round of applause for the Brewski clan. All right, okay, now we're going to have some students cross the stage. We try to do it so that we get to this point after about 50 minutes because that's when students are used to standing up and running out of class. So they should be eager for hopping up here in a moment. And it also gave our faculty enough time to keep grading finals. And so far the text, I did get a text that said they're like 90% through them, but they're looking good and they feel good enough to authorize me to let students start walking across the stage. So here's how this is going to work. So students will come across the stage. We're going to make a lot of noise, okay? So this is time to do whatever you want to make noise. So you can clap, you can cheer, you can yell, you can ring bells. If you brought in some contraband noisemakers, you can use those at this point, and we'll allow that, totally okay. And if you're in the stands, feel free to stomp your feet. You want to practice stomping? All right, excellent, good job. Okay, so we're gonna warm us up for the recognitions by doing a few groups here to start with. So I'd first like to recognize graduates who have achieved honors and distinction status. So if you're graduating today with academic honors at the cum laude level, would you please stand so we can clap for you? Great job. I like this group. They just woke up. This is awesome. I like it. All right. Okay. If you're graduating today with honors magna cum laude, would you please stand and be recognized? Awesome. And finally, the Brainiac category, summa cum laude, would you please stand? I don't know how you do that, by the way. Dave's like, that wasn't us, right? No. All right. Second, I'd like to recognize graduates who've been selected for department or university level awards. We don't have a chance to sort of name them all off, but their names and awards do appear in the commencement program. I think you know who you are, so certainly people with medals and special sort of department recognitions, would you stand for a moment so we can clap for you? And if you're wearing cords, like Trevor got up here and he had like, I don't know, 67 cords around his neck. And these designate participation in scholars, service, and other communities at Mines. For example, Harvey Scholars, Vanguard Scholars, the band, Blue Key Honor Society, all those kinds of things. So if you're graduating with anything hanging around your neck, would you stand up, please? I'd like to recognize another group that's very special to many of us. So if you are the first ever in your family's history to graduate from college, would you please stand? And, I was thinking, we do have some students who came to us from other countries, and I met this fantastic family from Mongolia yesterday walking around campus. So anybody who came to us from another country, please stand. All right, and finally, I'd like to recognize our student athletes. So if you participate in one of our NCAA Division II varsity teams or national level club sports teams, please stand. The collective accomplishments of this group are pretty amazing, and I like to put trophies and stuff from them up here on the stage. These include Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference regional and national championships. For example, just this semester, our women's rugby team won their first national championship. Our cycling team won their 7th national championship. Women's cross country was the national runner-up, their highest podium finish ever. Pretty cool. Men's cross country finished 3rd in the nation, and women's volleyball and soccer made it to the 2nd round of their respective NCAA tournaments. So that's all pretty amazing. One of the things that I like to brag about is that there's this award that's given out nationally. It's called the Academic All-America Award. So this is for, you have to be a student athlete that can compete at the national championship level, and you also do exceptionally well in the classroom. And I always like to brag that Mines is the leader in producing the most ever in the history of this award for NCAA Division II. And just to put that in perspective for you, the Division I leader is Stanford and the Division III leader is MIT, so it's pretty good company to be in. So congratulations to all of you who have achieved that status. And you may see some All-America medals being worn by our graduates as they cross the stage as well. And then any of our student athletes who've been on championship teams will have like a big honkin' ring or two on their fingers from those. So great to have you here today. And it's a great group to cheer for because we love it when nerds take out the other teams. So, all right, everybody ready for this now? Graduates, are you ready for this? All right. Okay, so let's get them lined up, and then I'll give them the second of the 3 assignments that I have for them here today. Nobody ever wants to be the first. All right, so the graduates, their names will be read. They're sort of come grouped across in their majors. They're going to cross the stage. I'm going to shake their hand, and then we'll have a handshaking line here. And Provost Tompkins, you're welcome to join me. The deans are welcome to join. Anybody in any of the departments that are crossing the stage is welcome to join us over here. So faculty, if you want to hop up for that. And trustees, Dave, if you want to, Mike, Dave, if you want to join us, feel free to stand up here as well. Okay, so for the graduates, assignment number 2 for the day. And this assignment actually isn't really, it's coming from me, but it's actually, your parents gave it to me to give to you. And the assignment is, when you cross the stage, get a good picture. Some of them have said it's the most expensive picture they will ever get of you. So they want it to be good. So, but it's a little awkward, because I stand there and the photographer stands here, and there's a tendency to want to look at me when you're shaking my hand, but you kind of like have to look off to your right and down a little bit at the photographer, okay? And if the first person does it right, so no pressure. Generally, everybody does it right. So just remember, I won't be upset if you're not actually looking at me when you're shaking my hand. So we'll shake hands, look down at the photographer, give him a big smile, and I know it's a little nerve-wracking walking across the stage. For some of you, it's as bad as that first physics test, but I know you're going to do fine. Enjoy it. You've earned this moment. Your families are here to cheer for you, and we're incredibly proud to have the opportunity to shake your hands. So, with that, let's go.
From Civil and Environmental Engineering, Dr. D. Vaughn Griffiths, Department Head. Greta Diane Martin. Kirsten Elise Wilson. Kristen Brooke Bivens. Caleb Franklin Cox. Katie Ann Pauline Croft. Martha Hope Kochman. Tanner James McIntosh. Christopher Joseph Olivas Messina. Alexander Daniel Osmoon. Jose A. Pina. Chandler Ray Pogensey. Robert Montgomery Samuel IV. Andrew Decatur Triner. Catherine Grace Wambach. Chloe Adeline Elizabeth Wolfe. Brock Anton Zanatel. Lauren Patricia Billai. Zoe Soon Bilo. Catalina Cronin. Avalon Carissa Hart. Emily Catherine Jones. Sophia Esther Marticones. Grace Lauren Mills. Olivia Ren Ife Ng. Lindsay Elena Orr. Will Riley Peterson. Molly Grace Rich. Grantham Lawrence Roche.
Okay, I'm interrupting this ceremony to bring a special announcement. This doesn't happen at every ceremony. It only happens every once in a while, but when we have the first graduates of a new program cross the stage, they're usually given a gift from the department head from their program, which is, we have it over here. So why don't you come up closer to the front of the line for this one. And this is the first to graduate from our construction engineering program. So you get to see this happen.
Carlos Alberto Cisneros Jr. Julie Ann Johnson. From Metallurgical and Materials Engineering, Dr. Jeff Brenecka, Department Head. Ryan Thomas McGinnis. Rachel Jean Chase. Allison Rosemary Curry. Lucas A. Gould. Connor Jacob Copel. Charles Hubbard Martin III. Sadie Rowan McBain. Flynn William Keating Sheely. Ethan James Solom. Dylan Michael West. Joshua Leo Gruba. From Electrical Engineering, Dr. Abd Arkadan, Department Head. Cynthia Riyad Zakem. Noe Martino Avila. Brian David Bartholomew. Gabriel Gunter Berta. David Wallace Bowling. Abigail Renee Bradfield. Matthew Connor Brayler. Caleb Wesley Brown. Luca Edward Ciancanelli. Ryan Michael Cockrill. Bradley James Dobbins. Parker W. Hewitt. Tyler Jake Iden. Haley Erica Kaler. Riley Lucas Kitchenka. Ryan T. Lamb. Logan Lindeman. Austin Mabbitt. Aiden Grant Mullinsek. Alden Sky Mapes. Grace E. Martinez. Joseph Mario Martinez Jr. Pedro Pablo Ortiz II. Omar Lemuel Osorio. Ashton James Rainey. Luca Vincenzo Scoccolo. Isabella Jexiao Walsh. From Chemical and Biological Engineering, Dr. Nanette Boyle, Department Head. Cole Alexander Kicks. Anthony James Arroyo. Annette Lee Ashby. Ella Marie Barker. Connor Brewski. Billy Wang Chen. Erica Lee Kaufman. Grant W. Culver. Sergio Delgado. Connor Ryan Dillo. Benjamin Brownlow Fadden. Jonah Nathaniel Farwell. Elizabeth Brooke Flynn. Kate Lauren Geiser. Kelly Lynn Gilhooly. Andrew Joel Holowati. Henry Saeed Hersey. John Gibson Jennings. Tanner K. Jensen. Karsten Grant Kuhneman. Bain Brignall Maybury. Lexi Lisette Medrano. Aspen Grace Mulatto. Allison Kim Wynn. Anton Wynn. Hannah Elizabeth Rader. Jenna Jane Rader. Brianna Michelle Ruff. Ashley Strom. Jackson A. Schultz. Michelle Shajir. Zane K. Sokolovsky. Yoshi Anna Babauta Taitano. Zachary Emmett Thompson. Marin Arel Ward. Gabriella Dane Yanowicz. Angelina Justi Ziegler. From Mechanical Engineering, Dr. Anthony Petrella, Department Head. Caden Matthew Paschke. James Michael Unknown. Casey Arellano. Joey Beckner. Makai Kele Berte. Colin C. Bunicke. Adam Michael Betcher. Samuel Parker Boop. Blake Hayden Bowman. Charles J. Carroll. John Nicholas Clary. Ernest Oliver Colcat. Jordan Kalani Fortunato Carrazzo Myers. Juan Ignacio Dacier. Matthew Douglas Ike. Nathan D. Foster. Graham F. Garlados. Raymond David Goolsby. Preston Thomas Hayden. Jack Aiden Hickish. Lord Houston Hood. Lane Robert Horsfall. Maximus Ryan Hughes. Fyodor J. Ionic. Cassandra April Jones. Jackson Stephen Kelly. Stanley Zygmunt Lalick IV. Hayden Damian Lederhose. Mackay Christopher Lord. Michael Raphael Magar. Natalie Manriquez. Hunter Aaron Massey. Shane Caden McHugh. Eric Joseph Moore. Georgia Joyce Moore. Zach William Morris. Hannah Diane Now. Charles E. Nelson. Viviana Evelyn Nelson. Parker Lee Newby. Aiden E. O'Brien Turner. Oludurotimi Olulade Ola. Anders S. Olson. Tanner James Olson. Levi A. Osen. Tyler S. Pitanero. Elias B. Rezek. John Michael Ernest Runyan. Cameron D. Salazar. Luke Garrison Shavy. Titus Daniel Smith. Carter Thomas Sutsko. Jordan Decker Zaghetti Loren. Alexis Torres Ortiz. Benjamin M. Vanderplug. Robert W. Warkentine. Alexander Philip Zito. From Geophysics, Dr. Paul Sava, Department Head. Aaron Christopher Jimenez. Nathan Thomas Sedmak. From Applied Mathematics and Statistics, Dr. Stephen Pankovich, Department Head. Byron Edison Selvage. Sierra Celeste Boren. Emile David Bregard. Dylan Bregman. Anna Louise Hamer. Isabella Maria Pettyjohn. From Chemistry, Dr. Brian Truen, Department Head. Wilson James Hyatt. Anna F. Myland. Jamie M. Mann. Alessandra Louise Basil. Elena Christine Ortegon. Frank Mitchell Wernlein II. From Physics, Dr. Frederick Sarazin, Department Head. Levi J. Barone. From Computer Science, Dr. Iris Bahar, Department Head. Sumnima Rai. Marjorie Laurie Atchison. Brady Logan Ansell. Henry Daniel Batson. Andrew Thomas Bernclough. Jean-Pierre Radislav Broz. Logan Scott Caffey. Tyson Chase Carpenter. Rachel Ann Cavalier. Jackson Forrest Chimino. Michael P. Collins. Justin Croft Coleman. Ava Lynn Courtney. Peter Joseph Denman. McKenna M. DeVore. Carson Diamond. Grant N. DeBala. Kendall Claire Douglas Doman. Jonah David Fallon. Mohammed Faisal Faitouri. Alexander Tesla Fermier. Sarah Lynn Gamfer. Roberto Joel Garcia. Nathaniel Andrew Garner. John Claiborne Hall. Lucas Barela Hart. Alexander Donald Heckman. Kyrie Huang. William Yang. Thomas Andrew Jernigan. JC Kiana Johnson. Sachin Joseph. Scott W. Keeter. Maxwell William Ketter. Aiden James Kettles. Chiasien Ko. Megan Rena Kolshekar. Katie Lamb. Matthew David Lucero. Matthias Manuel Mares. Owen Eric Miller. Jesse Shuchuan Molnar. Gordon James Moore. Sophia Reverie Mulholland. Katrina Dong-ngo. Jaden Kang Win. Thuan Van Win.
Matias M. Pena.
Caleb Huing Phuc Pham. Gabriel Jared Pope. Cole Isaac Rincon. Diana Rojko. Dishita Sharma. Trevor Michael Sheehy. Lucas Kane Skirtich. James Ellsworth Slopey. Ethan Vin Tran. Grace Ann Van Gorder. Sonia Vidrio Maldonado. Luke Tawan Vo. Trin Wassinger. Zhaodane T. Waukyung. Dimitri Alexander Weekly. Kylie Catherine Wibbler. Miguel D. Wills. Nina Bella Winslow. Jackson R. Ray. From Economics and Business, Dr. Scott Hauser, Department Head. Jack Allen Keenan. Grant Michael Garlock. From Engineering, Design, and Society, Dr. Dean Newsma, Department Head. Emma Noel Bateman. Amelia Grace Corley. From Quantitative Biosciences and Engineering, Dr. Christian Barron, Program Director. Trevor Dang Tong. Olivia Ju Ah Diedrich. Remington Michelle Federick. Gwen Calla Goodenboer. Morgan K. Hampton. Elizabeth Grace Letch. Mark Jason Levin. Jenna Lee Moffett. Catherine Michelle Newberry. Shreya Vutsal Patel. Riwa Rezada. Grant Davis Wheeler. Leah Dagmar Zawalski.
Another break in the ceremony just to comment that the last few graduates to cross the stage are graduates who have earned somehow more than 1 degree as undergraduates here at Mines. So not quite sure how they do, but I think we have to like clap twice as loud for 2 degrees or something like that. So let's give it a shot.
Corey Kelly Shanker. Micah C. Steen.
All right, how about another big round of applause? Why don't all of our graduates just stand up for a second? We're gonna give you all a big round of applause again. All right, you can sit down again, rest up for just a minute, because we're going to need you to do something in a second. But while we're waiting, oh, sorry, Blaster. We have to announce our mortarboard winners. So you may have noticed some customized mortarboards or clever customization of Mines hats. At each graduation, we recognize 2 of the more creative and spirited ones with awards and a bag of Mines swag. I have absolutely no idea how these are chosen, but I do know I'm supposed to announce the winners. So somebody once said we have a drone camera that flies around upstairs that has video processing software and AI stuff and a Fourier transform, Python programming, and Excel spreadsheet somewhere in the process. So anyway, the 2 winners, if you could please stand up. From mechanical engineering, Hannah Now. Hannah, where are you? And from computer science, Kendall Doman. Where's Kendall? All right. We got some goodies coming your way. All right, okay. I'm assuming that most of you would like your degrees to be official. Okay, so we got to do that part. So let me tell you how this is going to work. Let's see. Oh, you do get a choice. You want the long version or the short version? Mine's kids, give me the long one, right? They want the challenge. So, okay, you're gonna get the long one. Let's see. Okay, I'll do the middle. I'll cut out part of it. All right. So we're gonna try this. So I'm gonna need Trustee Michael Kors up here and Provost Tompkins. They're gonna help me read some words that actually confer the magic on your degrees. Before we do that, we'll ask you, don't have to stand just yet, we'll ask you to stand. When we get done to the conferral reading part, you'll know that we're there. That's the point where you can move your tassels from the right to left if you've got tassels. And that's the point too where you have to make pretend like you're in one of those movie graduation scenes, where people throw their hats in the air and they, I don't know, hug each other or cheer or whatever it is, because we take a video of it and then we post it. So now if you got the cowboy hats, you could probably hurt people by throwing those up and down, I don't know, but so you don't have to necessarily toss them up in the air, but do something that looks exciting so our communications team has some really good film for you up there, okay? Once we do that part, then we're gonna sing the fight song, okay? And everybody has to sing the fight song. If you're in the audience and you don't know the word, if you're here graduating, you don't know the words, we're taking your degree away from you. But if you're in the audience and you're not one of the graduates, the words are on the last page of the program. They're going to appear on the screen at the time, and it's pretty easy. It starts with a big, just oh kind of thing. We say hell of a 12 times, and at the end we spell Mines and shake our fists at Boulder. Okay? Which is in that direction. And when we get to that final M-I-N-E-S and shaking our fists at Boulder, that's when we are all going to give our graduates one last loud, super, just the most clapping noise we've ever made in this arena before. And that means you can ring your bells, you can stomp on the stands and all that kind of stuff, because the ceremony doesn't actually end until the Faculty Senate president decides that it does. For some reason, they're given an incredible amount of power at these ceremonies. And the signal that the ceremony's ended is Professor Villas is going to close the De Re Metallica, which is that old mining kind of book over there on the stage, okay? He's a chemistry professor. So they like their time in the limelight because they don't get off. So he may make you stand there a little, but be really loud, and I know he'll close the book at some point. So that will happen. When he closes the book, we're going to fire off a couple of blasters using the Blaster, which was made for shooting blasters just in these ceremonies by the Mines Maker Society. And then when that happens, some other stuff is going to happen. Some music is going to start playing really loud. And when all that's going on, the platform party has to sneak off and out the side there. And I ask everybody to stay still while the platform party sneaks off, and because I need them for another ceremony. And if I lose too many of them, I don't know, we'll have to round people up later for this afternoon. So those of you who carried things on the stage, Professor Nizka, Professor Villas, you carry your things away when it's time, okay? And lead us off there. So I think that's it. So everybody understand that? We're going to read some words. You're going to move your tassels. We're going to do like a movie theme scene. We're going to start cheering, make a lot of noise, close a book, shoot some blasters, music plays, we sneak out. Everybody stays still. When after the platform party is sneaked out, you can join us outside. The burrow, our cute little burrow blaster will be out there. He somehow managed to get here in all the wind. We were a little worried about his trailer getting blown over today, actually. So he did do that, and he will be outside somewhere. So please, he really wants to take pictures with all of you. So make sure that you take a stop and see him out there. And there are some things set up upstairs and in the Student Center that you can also take your pictures by. Okay. All right, I think we got this stuff. We're gonna need a little help. I got my two readers with me. Trustee Lawler, as our speaker, you have a very honored role in this as well. You get to hold the ceremonial lightsaber for us. All right. And for the blaster firing, I'm gonna need, I was thinking I need 3 students to help me, and I was trying to figure out who to call up here, and I didn't know what to do, but I was looking at pictures the other day from the reverse M climb, and I don't know who these 3 are, but if you recognize any of them, would you make them come up here on stage right now? I've never seen these 3 before in my life. Well, you're starting to look familiar, though. Jaden, Tanner, and Lindsay were 3 of our lead peer mentors that ran a lot of things that welcome new students here to campus, including CSM 101 programs, Digger Camp, and all sorts of things. And so I wanted to thank them. So we're going to need your help. You think you can? You just kind of looked like you could fire a blaster. So we'll see if it can work. Actually, I didn't really know if, I was sort of only planning on 2 of you showing up, because one of you tends to sleep in a little bit. I promised Tanner I wouldn't tell everybody that he overslept my class once. At least I wouldn't say it again once we officially conferred his degree. So I had to get one more in on him. But anyway, so how about welcoming these 3 to help us out with that? Yep. I think for the, let's see, going to need one other helper, I think, for the fight song. Somebody promised me they would be here, but I don't see see them here just, oh, there we go. Okay. Blaster would like me to call an audible. We've never actually done this before, but Blaster is requesting 2 other students join us up here on stage. So would Ashton Rainey and Natalie, come on up. You know who you are. Apparently there's some connection to Blaster. I don't really know what it is, but somehow they have made a strong bond with Blaster along the way. So anyway, let's see. Oh, we got to get the Blaster loaded. Oh, we got to change out the holiday blasters too. Okay. People always feel sorry for Blaster when he's getting shoved in the barrel of a blaster. I'm not sure what it is. And then he goes free after a while. So I don't know who wants to fire off the first one. Actually, we're going to need you in a minute for something else. Tanner. You got the look like you could fire one of these things. Okay, so there's a safety switch right there. Flip it up, and then there's like a little thing right there. Okay, got that? All right. And Jaden, you're in the a cappella group, right? Maybe?
Sounds about right.
You're pretty famous for kind of like giving us a beat for things.
Yeah.
So I was wondering, we've never really had a beat to go along when we read conferral stuff, but I was wondering if you could maybe help us out with something.
Surely we'll figure something out.
All right. Okay, so we're just about ready to start. So we're going to read words. You're going to hold the lightsaber. When it's time, you'll fire this off. Jaden's going to give us a beat to go along with this, which we've never, ever done in a ceremony before.
Hey, thanks for the no warning before this, too.
Hey, you're welcome. And people always think this is planned. It's like, no, it's like totally in the last minute. So we'll read things. We'll do that. Blaster, you'll lead us in the fight song with your special friends that you've called up here to help you as well. And I think we got this. Okay, graduates, please rise. Wait till, okay, we need a little something to read to.
Is it me?
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Oh, we're not doing the, no, wait. We're not doing the song. Just
My bad.
Just like a little,
You want me to start the beat?
just a little beat so we can read some stuff.
Okay, are we ready?
Yeah. There you go.
President Johnson, with the approval of the faculty, I recommend that the Bachelor of Science degree be conferred upon these candidates. The candidates who are unable to be present today will be awarded their degrees in absentia. Their names appear in the program.
Thank you, Provost Tompkins. Trustee Coors, I present to the Board of Trustees these candidates. Each has been recommended by the faculty, and I concur with our amazing faculty, and it is my honor to present these candidates to you and the board for your acceptance.
President Johnson, by action of the Board of Trustees of the Colorado School of Mines, taken on December 18th, 2025, I direct you to award these candidates the degrees they have earned.
Thank you, Trustee Coors. These noises are actually coming from Jake. Anyway, the coolest thing you get to read as President of Colorado School Mines are these words, and those are, upon recommendation of the faculty and by authority of the Board of Trustees, I confer upon each of you degree of Bachelor of Science in the designated curriculum with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. I congratulate on this outstanding accomplishment. You can now move that tassel from right to left. If you haven't already done so, congratulations. Let's make some noise. Book is closed. Oh. All right. Okay, now, blaster.
Tallest fella to mix it in, the carpet turn around. The guys are young, oh, take a listen.
We have an extra one you can fire. I think we need to, or else they won't play that music. You can never have too many blasters. Okay, this one goes off. We're done.
All right.
Okay, what? How about a little more noise?
Do you want a drum roll?
Drum roll.
Come on, come on!
Drum roll, please. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Photo?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Thank you.